Welcome back, my dear students. So, today we are starting with the second topic of our chapter, that is energy flow and laws of thermodynamics, which means how the energy flow that we discussed in the previous classes, so how it is related with the principles or the laws of thermodynamics. Okay, so let's see. Have you heard about this laws of thermodynamics? I hope you all. The first law of thermodynamics is also called the law of conservation. This law states that the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed but can transfer from one form to another form. Or we can say that all forms of energy which is found in our nature are interconvertible forms. I hope you understood what this means by this law. Energy that we cannot be synthesized or we cannot be destroyed, but we can only transform it from one form to another form. And you may be much more understandable by citing an example. I will show you an example and will explain it. Have you heard about this photosynthesis? Yes, photosynthesis is nothing but it is a process of fixing carbon dioxide in which is seen in our atmosphere into what organic molecules like a carbohydrate, and where it happens, it took place in or generally happens in green plants, right? So here you can see that during the photosynthesis process, first of all, what happens, the radiant energy or solar energy which is getting converted into electrical energy. They will absorb this, the chlorophyll molecule will absorb this radiant energy as electrical energy. So in this process you can see that here the energy is not getting destroyed or not getting synthesized. Here only this energy is it is getting transformed into electrical energy, right? And the second stage, what happens is that this electrical energy which is found in this chlorophyll content will fix the atmospheric carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. Okay, so in this particular process you can see that here the electrical energy is getting converted into chemical energy. So in this simple reaction you can see that the radiant energy is first converted into electrical energy and then converted into chemical energy. So we know that this carbohydrate in the previous class I have already told you that the carbohydrates are an example of potential energy, right? Potential energy is nothing but it is a stored form of energy. So I have at that time I have given example, that is chemical energy. This carbohydrate, either carbohydrate, lipid as well as the proteins are stored in the form of what? Chemical energy. Okay, then so this is a simple process which is taking place in our plants. And when it comes to the animals, we know that we all heterotrophs are depending upon this carbohydrate for their food and energy. Okay, when it comes to an animal's body, we generally eat this carbohydrate. So this carbohydrate will enter into our body. Then what happens? We will undergo different processes like respiration. The two important processes of respirations are glycolysis and Krebs cycle. So in the glycolysis and Krebs cycle, the carbohydrate will be split up into carbon dioxide and water, and thereby releasing the biological energy or the ATP, right? So here this chemical energy which is in the form of carbohydrate when enters into our body is getting converted into what? Biological energy, and this ATP will be used for our various metabolic activities, for example physiological activities, muscular activities, respiratory activity, all kinds of digestive, all process we require what? ATP. So here this radiant energy is moved into different forms like electrical, chemical, biological, and finally metabolic energy. This is called the law of thermodynamics. Or this example citing that here all the energies are transferable or interconvertible forms, right? They are not getting synthesized and not getting destroyed in any way, but it is transformed from one form to another form. This is called the first law of thermodynamics. I hope you understood. Here the energy, as the energy is not getting created or not destroyed, we can say that here the energy is getting conserved, or it is also called a law of conservation of energy. Okay. Then comes the second law. The second law says that it is a law of thermodynamics or the law of entropy. Here I told you during an energy transfer or energy flow, there occurs the release of some amount of energy as heat, right? Here you can see that in this example, you can see that the solar energy first enters into the producers or the green plants, then it moves into herbivores, then into carnivores. So during this energy transfer, you can see that apart from their body activities and also decomposition, some amount of energy is getting lost as heat. This is called the entropy. The entropy is nothing but entropy is called the randomness or disorderliness or the free state. So during this energy transfer, what happens is that some amount of energy is getting lost as heat, or they enters in a state of entropy. Okay, and what is the importance of this particular law is that it will provide an information that we can predict the direction of the energy flow. Here you can see that the direction is unidirectional, only in one direction it is moved. So it will gives an idea that the energy flow will in which direction it will move. The energy moves in which direction. Okay, and apart from that, it also gives as an important feature is that it will gives an information that how a reaction occurs spontaneously. Okay, this is an example in which the energy or the reaction which occurs in a spontaneous manner. Okay, for occurring a reaction in a spontaneous manner, it requires the degradation of a particular reaction. Only the degradation process is associated with the release of what? Heat or the randomnesses. Okay, so only then the reaction we can say that it occurs in a spontaneous manner. Okay, so in this second law, it is clear that during each energy transfer, some amount of energy is lost as heat, and this will create the entropy or randomness, and it gives an information about the direction of energy flow and also how an reaction, what about the nature of the reaction, how it happens spontaneously or non-spontaneously. So from these two laws, we can predict something in the energy flow. The energy flow in an ecosystem is always associated with the following events. The first one is transformation of energy from one form to another form, right? That is in the first law. Then the degradation of energy from a concentrated to a more disposed form, right? That is in the second law. During the or also we can say that in the first law also there occurs during the energy transfer, there occurs a degradation of energy, and also it also says that during this process there occurs the loss of some amount of energy. Okay, so these are the three aspects which is always in association with the, or which is always seen in close with the laws of thermodynamics. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, please do. Thank you.